Pisces, welcome to your July 2023 monthly reading here. We're just going to go ahead and jump straight in like always, and we're going to take a look and see what's coming up for you for the month. So let's take a look. What's going on, Pisces? Judgment. Seven of Wands. King of Wands. Four of Cups is in the future position here. Pisces. Page of Wands. It's interesting. Neptune, your ruling planet, will be retrograding on June 30th before we head into the month of July. And I kind of feel this Four of Cups has something to do with that. And I think you can easily avoid this Four of Cups energy. Like, really easily, actually. How to get through your challenge, the World card, and you have the Five of Cups in the outcome. Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on internally, I feel, for the month of July. Give me a second, Pisces. Because right now, it's like you're wanting to pave the way and strive for more at this time with the Seven of Wands. And I feel like you're very much so in a very... kind of like wanting to tap into your authority here. Let me pull the astrology cards really quick, and we'll take a look. You have progressions, and it says journey here. So, very interesting. And you have deep diver diving into a task. I feel like this is going to be a very deep month for you. I think things are going to get very deep here for you. And it's not like in a scary way or in like a negative way. I think it's like internally, there's a lot of things that I feel like where you're just going to have to dive into. Because to be honest with you, the deepest sign is Pisces. It's not Scorpio. It's Pisces. It's not Cancer. It's Pisces. Right? Pisces, there's no conclusion. It just goes and 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 goes. So let's jump in here. You have the Judgment here for the overall energy. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things you're going to have to look deep at, right? Because think about Pluto, right? Pluto, even if you look at like the translation of Pluto and like what it means, and you know, it's the wealth bringer, right? You know, the riches that sit at the core of the earth, at the core of things. And in order to get it, you got to penetrate through and get it. And you have to dive deep into it. It's Pluto. And I kind of get that's like a big energy here for you. It's like you're really having to really look at things deeply. And I feel like a lot has to do with like your journey with things, the progression of how things have been going for you, whether this is in regards to your career, or maybe it's just something in regards to, you know, it could really be anything, but specifically, it's about making a decision, right? I think you're ready for it. I think you want to. But it may not be the right timing is what I'm picking up. It may just not yet be the right timing. I would definitely look more deeply into something here before you sort of just move in the direction or, you know, impulsively act. Because the Seven of Wands is your current energy and entering into the month. You're very much so in your confidence. I think you're very much so, you know, taking the lead, taking charge, going for what it is that you want. I think there's a progression to this. I'm gonna have to clarify, of course, and we'll get more into it. But there's definitely a progression here. You know, even if you look at the tarot, it goes the page, the Knight, the Queen, the King, right? And so these are progressions of energies as far as temperaments go. And right now, with the King of Wands being in the challenge, it's like I kind of feel like you want to rush the process. And right now, it's like you may have to kind of go back and reflect. Like I said, your ruling planet Neptune will be retrograding. And this is the Four of Cups energy. I kind of feel like you're disappointed by that sort of this month. And I'm just keeping it 100% real with you. Not every reading is going to be sunshines and rainbows. I think it's important to look at, you know, the reality of tarot and of life and just in general, because ultimately, if every reading was positive sunshine and rainbows, it would be false. So the Four of Cups in the future position is you're closing yourself off. Like you're feeling like you want to give up, right? And there's a deeper personal integration that needs to happen, right? Whether that's something you need to become more conscious of with inside yourself, or whether that's something you need to learn more about, or whether that's something you need to redo or re-go over, or sort of take a moment to reflect more before you just jump into like the next chapter here with the World card. You have to realize the World card is the advice, right? Sometimes the World card can mean, oh, we'll close the chapter and go into the new one. But the World card is also like, hey, it's because it's the archetype of Saturn. This may actually take some time, and it is going to take some. You're going to have to like look at the reality of things here, and it may take longer than you expect. There's obstacles, there's challenges, there's restrictions, there's things that you kind of have to progress through in order for you to achieve what it is that you want with the World card, right? Because even if you think about the World card in the tarot, right, like from the Fool all the way to the World card, that's the progression of energy, the journey to completion. So, and the Five of Cups being here in the outcome, you have to keep in mind energy is fluid. Just because this comes out in the reading, you have a snapshot of energy, and now you know how to manage that energy and work through it and actually transmute it and actually turn it into something more positive, right? And change it. So the Five of Cups being here in the outcome, it's like if you don't dive into what this is fully, then I feel like you will be disappointed. I know I kind of sound pretty like, I don't know, grim, I guess. I mean, the Sun square my Saturn, so that makes sense. But this is also like what's just going on with the reading. Page of Wands is in the position of something that you're unaware of. And I think it's important to understand that it's going to take some time. Page of Wands is usually the beginning of something, right? And even if it's not the total beginning, you're still in the process of development or developing. So hang in there. The Judgment, when the time is right, the call will be there from the divine, and all you have to do is answer. But the Judgment's also like, okay, I gotta start making some decisions here about my life, where I want to go, what I'm doing. Does that make sense? Interesting that this card is backwards and wanted to flip out. I don't usually read reversals, but I can. So I'm going to take this card because that's very symbolic. And I definitely wanted to communicate. So you have the Judgment here with the Eight of Wands reversed. Well, the Eight of Wands reversed is usually signifying, I don't know what I think. I don't know what I believe. I don't really know where things are going anymore. Things are just all over the place. And so I kind of need to focus and disrupt this chaotic energy and start to bring things back into order. Right? We hear it all the time. The Eight of Wands represents blocks in communication. What else? Being led in the wrong direction. It really, this is the way I see it. This is the way I kind of read. The Eight of Wands reverse is Mercury and Sag. And so if I was to pull this and it was reversed, I'd be like, oh, well, this is Mercury and Sagittarius retrograde. So what would that mean? You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of different ways you can read tarot. And for the ones that have been following me for a long time, I know it gets annoying when I keep saying this, but I think we need to change the fucking landscape of tarot. You know? So you're going to have to reflect and go deep and see what it is that you really want to do with your life. I kind of feel like you're maybe at a turning point, at a pivotal point. And, I think it's going to take some time to do some personal integration and see like what it is that you truly, where it is that you want to take something or what it is that you want to do with something. Temperance. Like the Temperance is the teacher of the Eight of Wands, right? and I'm not trying to sit here and like teach throughout the reading, but I'm trying to give you context here and give you contrast, so that way you can understand the different spectrums of energies, right? And think about it. 8 of Wands is Mercury in Sag. 9 of Wands is Moon in Sag. 10 of Wands is Saturn in Sag. Temperance is the major arcana of Sagittarius. And so you look at these energies and you see how they connect, right? So I think right now it's like you're in a process of trial and error and experimenting and trying to figure out the right blend of things and seeing what it is that you like, seeing what it is that you don't like. And it's going to come through taking action, though, and really trusting your creative expression, really trusting your creativity, really trusting yourself, like being the confident authority and stepping into taking the initiative with things. And I feel like as long as you do that, it's like you'll figure out like what works, what doesn't work, what you like, what you don't like. But it is kind of like you have to sort of at least try and do things. 3 of Swords on that King of Wands here for the challenge. I'm going to keep going here. Let me actually clarify this World card for the advice so I can see what's going on. Death card. Woo! Shit. World card again. That is wild. You gotta let something go here. This may be a person. This may be something in particular. But I feel like it is just not serving you anymore. Like, it just really ain't. The World card, Death card, the World card. There's just something here that's just... that needs to change, right? Death card doesn't always have to mean that, like, oh, I gotta like change my whole life and change this. It's just like, no, but the way that something is going needs to change, right? Like, totally change. 4 of Cups, 9 of Swords in the future position. I think it's important to pay attention here, and also like, I think emotionally. Don't allow emotions to like cloud your judgment. I think it's important to think logically, because there's like, I feel like there's certain things that you need to do, and I feel like though it's like when you slip into like a bad mood, or when you slip into like maybe like a moody energy, it happens to all of us. Trust me. I just went through a Saturn moon, like a dasha. So it basically felt like the Devil 4 of Cups for almost 2 years. It's like a year and 8 months. So I know this energy. Like, I'm just like, oh God, it just constantly feels like restriction. Like, emotionally, it's just frustrating. And now I'm liberated from it, but now I'm in the Saturn Mars. But the 4 of Cups and the Knight of Swords is like, don't allow your emotions to cloud your judgment, and don't allow it to just like make you close off. Like, if there's things that you need to do, I feel like it's important to like to continue to take action here. Very interesting. The readings have not been the typical readings that I've been getting. At least not the past 3 that I did doing when I did the what signs did I just do? The Earth signs. Judgment, Page of Wands, and you have the 4 Swords, 5 of Cups here. And you know, this could be a healing period for you, to where it's like you're having to sort of reconnect with yourself and do some deeper personal integration as far as like healing goes and stuff like that. And I think a lot of things are very cloudy, and I think there's a lot of energy that needs to be sorted through, because it just feels, this reading feels like a mess, Pisces. I'm not trying to be condescending. I'm just being real with you. So it's like, we're in Cancer season. Personal integration is the key here, right? Cancer deals with our private emotions, our personal life, the things going on with inside of us, our comfort, our security, our family, our home, right? How we nurture ourselves, our emotional well-being, our ability to be able to emotionally improvise and adapt to situations and have our needs met while doing that. And I feel like there's a lot of deep deep diver diving into a task like personal integrations. Like you're on a spiritual journey in life with that progressions journey card. And especially with that Eight of Wands in reverse coming out, it's like you're not going to know what direction to go or even what to aim at if you don't get down to the bottom of the barrel here and understand what needs to change. And I like your energy, though, because it's like you're disrupting, right? Because Mars is a disruptor, right? Mars disrupts the equilibrium of things. But sometimes, like, say our equilibrium is down here in chaos or sadness, and, you know, Mars can come in and be like, you know, that's why Mars rules, like, you know, like anger, right? Because it's like when we're in those situations where we feel like just down, like Mars, like our Mars energy is like, no, I want to change this. Like, I'm going to make my life better. I'm going to go do this. And it usually comes from frustration that helps us sort of move through it. Because you're not going to be happy while you're sad and be like, I'm happy. I'm going to move through this. You know, like you usually are upset. And you have to be the confident authority with the Seven of Wands and Temperance to bring things back into a healthy equilibrium. I think this may be, well, I don't think this is the deepest reading I've done for Pisces, but this is a deep read. You got to breathe love into your life. Remind yourself to breathe. I think you need some time out for yourself, honestly. Not to totally close your heart off, but I do think it's like to understand like what the darkness is. Yeah, so you have this embrace the dark, shine your true light upon this earth. You know, like understand like maybe it's some shadow work. And you have this rose promise and keeping promises to yourself, loving yourself here. I feel like this is definitely, some of you have went through a breakup, went through separations, fallouts, whatever the case might be, and I think it rocked your world. I mean, when you go through like tough breakups, when you go through tough situations in life, it will obliterate your ego. Right? It obliterates your self-awareness. It does. Right? Because think about it. If it's a relationship, you've been with the person for years, or you know you've got very attached to the person, you have a bond with the person. Well, your whole life has revolved around this person, and then once there's a separation, your life has now a different meaning that you're not used to, and that your consciousness and that your ego is also not used to. So it's like you have to reformulate and reshape things and bring in newer meaning to your life. But I think it first starts with understanding the lessons of whatever happened and then doing the personal integration, the full integration. And that's just an example. So take it as it resonates for whatever your situation is. So that's what I got for you, Pisces. I hope this helped. I don't know what's going on with the reads lately. I don't know. Maybe this is just some specific messages that really need to get out there. So anyways, that's what I got for you. I appreciate y'all for watching. And yeah, if you want to book a personal reading with me, that link is down below in the description. Any question that you have, I'll answer it. If you want to know more about that, if you want to know the details of like how I do it, all you have to do is just click the link in the bio, or not bio, in the description. And it tells you everything right there. So that's what I got. I'll see y'all later.